Article 15. The state has the responsibility and obligation to promote and facilitate the teaching of human rights and freedoms at all levels of education, and to ensure all those responsibilities for training lawyers, law enforcement officers, personnel of the armed forces, and public officials include appropriate elements of human rights training in their program. Article 16. Individuals, non-government institutions have an important role to play in contributing to making the public more aware of questions relating to all human rights and fundamental freedoms through activities such as education, training, and research in the areas to strengthen further and understanding, tolerance, and peace, and friendly relations among nations and among all racial and religion groups, bearing in mind the various backgrounds in the public. Article 6. Everyone has the right to be recognized as a person everywhere before the law. Article 9. In the exercise of human rights and fundamental freedoms, including the promotion of protection of human rights referred to in the present declaration, everyone has the right individually and in association with others to benefit from an effective remedy and to be protected in the event of the violation of those rights. Article 4. To the same end and in accordance with applicable international instruments and procedures, everyone has the right individually and in association with others to be unhindered access and communication with international bodies with general or special competence to receive and consider communications on matters of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Violation of Article 2.2. For not enforcing the ICCPR rights, one government cannot just recognize rights. They must actively create the means to enforce them. If a government has no legal framework that protects self-determination, economic autonomy, and fundamental recognition, they are required to implement. They cannot lawfully say there's no system in place for that, because Article 2.2 obligates them to establish one to it, eliminating loopholes where governments ignore rights due to the lack of enforcement mechanism. Has no existing legal process for someone to stand on. Self-determination, they must create one. A government cannot claim lack of procedure as an excuse to violate rights. It forces governments to provide individuals with the tools to stand on their rights. They are obligated to ensure legal, administrative, or judicial system to exist so that people can exercise their ICCPR rights freely. If no such system exists, they are in direct violation of their treaty obligations. You are required not to just respect the rights, but to create the means for me to exercise them. Self-determination. I should be able to assert my self-determination without any state interference. If there is no legal measures in place to protect the self-determination, then the government is in violation of Article 2.2. Therefore, what steps are you taking to correct this failure? The government must actively ensure I have a way to exercise these rights. Where is that system, since Article 2.2 mandates that the states must create enforcement mechanisms? Any failure to provide a way for people to stand on their absolute rights is a direct breach of international law. If a government refuses to provide means for individuals to exercise their self-determination, they are knowingly violating Article 2.2 and failing to uphold their treaty.